Hello everybody and welcome to the Combinations podcast, and today we're with the Carers Group at the Greenfields. We're doing a podcast live on Carers Week, and I've got my co-host Rachel here who's had some heavy involvement with the Carers Group. So I don't know if you want to give a bit of background of what the Carers Groups are and how they were formed.
Okay, so originally a couple of years ago the Carers Group started from actually a quality improvement project from a nurse that was working at Greenfields at the time, and noticed that there was a lack of engagement with carers and we needed to raise awareness and get more co-production and working closer with carers. So the project revealed a number of things, and one of the kind of actions was to look at a group. So she reached out to carers, and it started small, but over time it's grown. And because that's been successful and valuable, that has now escalated to all 4 CMHTs, Community Mental Health Resource Centres, across Stoke-on-Trent and North Staffordshire. So we wanted to visit today really to speak to the carers to find out what's going well, what can we improve on, how did you hear about the services, and hopefully raise confidence and awareness for other carers to join their local groups and get some support. But the big success of it has been the partnership working. It's collaborative. We work with North Staff's carers, we work with lots of different volunteer groups, with carers themselves. So it's very much a partnership effort.
And we've got some carers here with us today, and I guess you're all going to be able to tell us how it's been and being part of these groups. So I don't know if you want to just introduce yourselves and just say, you know, how important these groups have been and anything that you think could be improved to help the other groups grow.
Well, I've been coming to this group now since it started, really, for the last 2 years. So looking back, I was thinking how I got to know about it. I think it was through one of my son's workers, nurse, and I thought it was a good idea just to come along and meet other people. So since I've come along, I found it really helpful because obviously it reduces isolation. You meet people that are under a similar, we've all got caring roles, so it's good to, support each other as your peers. And I found it really helpful because for me in particular, I was signposted to other services like the North Staff's carers and the family support group, which I go to weekly. So for me, that was a big thing. And since coming along, it's been a nice mixture. I've made friends with the girls that come, usually mainly ladies, but also we've taken part in activities. So we had a gym session, we've been for walks, and we've had a nice lady that came in to do artwork with us. So I've taken part in 2 little art projects, so I've got those, so I enjoyed that. And we try and always, the ladies that run the group, they're always asking us what we'd like to do next. And we've got 1 or 2 other things planned. The artist's coming back in September. We might go for other walks. So sometimes it's nice to get out in the fresh air and chat and walk together, or we call in for a coffee at the Floral Hall, and then we had a coffee. Lunch one day, didn't we? So it's all about just getting the support, feeling less isolated, and just giving you time for yourself.
Absolutely.
Which is nice.
So it's very much run on a collaborative, what would you like from the group, and then try new things, going out. And with you. So it's that connection, and sometimes when you're having a bad day as a carer, it's nice that others understand that. You don't have to explain that, do you?
That's right,
yeah. How about yourself?
Well, how do I match that one, eh? Yes, I think it's very important that all carers should attend a group similar to this, because at the end of the day, we've got to look after ourselves mentally as well and physically. And because it's not an easy job to be a carer, especially if you've got more than one in the family with mental health and disabilities, you could always, on one part, you need this group, because at home, you always seem to be the bad guy when you're trying to help and support the people within the family. But yes, I definitely enjoy being in the group, meeting different people, doing different things and the artwork. I do like doing a lot of craft stuff as well. And wherever's in the future, we just go along with it. Wherever these good ladies support us with, we'll find something for us. But I do think it's very, very important that we need to attend these kind of meetings, because it's a job we don't get paid for. And it is stressful, and it's very stressful, really, isn't it, to being a carer. And yeah, I think these groups are very, very important for us, for our well-being, so that we can carry on looking after the people.
I think a question to ask is, obviously this is Carers Week, and we're doing this to raise awareness. But obviously, as you said, you're not paid to do this.
No.
And some out there might be listening to this going, oh, I think I might be a carer. And is there ever a sign that you sort of, oh, I am a carer? Do you ever get that sign? Or is it more just you just sort of realise it, and then having these groups, you sort of then realise the hard work you have to do?
Sometimes I don't think I do realise I am a carer, because it's family. And it's the thing you've always done as the kids, and you grow up. And then sometimes I realise the problems they've got is different than when they were growing up. And that's when you realise, it's only when I realise I come to these groups that I'm a carer, or if you go to the doctors and stuff like that, and I'm thinking, my God, where have I've come a long way, in a way, to support the family, even though sometimes it doesn't always pan out that way. But yeah, sometimes I realise it is a very hard, frustrating job to have at times, when other people may not understand the situation you're in. And luckily enough, mine isn't as bad as others, but we still have to care and support the people we are.
Well, it's still hard work, so don't downplay it. Don't downplay it at all.
Don't get me wrong, the appointments and the stuff you have to keep going to, and where's my time? And this is why I like the group, because it's my day out.
And it's relatable, isn't it, to the
and
others?
Even if it's an hour out, you forget about those problems you've got with the people you're supporting for that 1 hour.
I think as well, we know by statistics a lot of people find it hard to recognise themselves as the term carer. We know that's a real challenge.
Yeah.
I think even more so, it's even more so a challenge in mental health if you're supporting somebody with mental health. Because often the term carer associates to physical health. And I think the whole idea of this group and working in partnership with North Task Carers on health inequalities, reducing health inequalities, was to raise that awareness, because a lot of information for carers is generic. It's very much covers older people or physical health, very little on mental health. So I think it's really important to note that, one, it's hard to identify as carer, but also to kind of understand that is an extra role and responsibility.
It's hard from being a wife to a carer, and establishing where your wife is and where your carer role is. And that was hard, very hard. It took me years to understand that. Therapy, coming to groups like this, and now I understand where the wife is, where the carer is, and I wouldn't have understood that if I hadn't come to groups like this. And it's a hard job, dealing with somebody who's physically disabled and who has PTSD and other problems that I didn't know where to go or get any help from. My husband's therapist referred me to here, and if she didn't, I probably would be in the mental health service myself, having a nervous breakdown.
So it keeps you
it keeps
well,
me going.
and like you said, it's about that time for you is so important, isn't it? And because the group is in partnership with what you'd like and some suggestions from the people kind of overseeing the groups, that's lovely, isn't it? That you can direct the group wherever you want it to be, and that's lovely to hear.
And how often do you guys meet as a group?
Once a month, isn't it?
Yeah.
And is that enough, or do you think, with your busy schedule, of course,
Yes and no, I think sometimes. It's very hard to be able to judge things, to be able to find the time. If you're anything like me, I'm always hospitals, doctors, dentists, and because my daughters won't go anywhere on her own because she suffers really bad with anxiety. as well as the mental health and learning disabilities. But yeah, sometimes it's nice if I can get an extra day or an extra week out of it, but sometimes it's not always that easy to do because the commitments are not there.
So I take it you come to all the events you can then, I guess.
I certainly do, yes.
It's a day for you, and that's
Oh,
I guess
that's
what
definitely
the
a
group
day
is
for me, yeah.
It's that sort of I wouldn't say relaxation, but that take you out the space and let you just enjoy a couple of biscuits and all that.
Yeah. They're a bit tight on the biscuits. I thought they were going to give us some cake, really. But
I think it is about looking after yourself. This is what we need to do as carers.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it is, isn't it, really? Yeah. Because like Catherine, I never remember, Gertrude, I don't remember it. But like I say, if we didn't do these places, we don't know where we would be ending up, because I went through a stage before I realised that my husband's deaf, and that can be very frustrating, born deaf. But because he can't use a phone, I have to do all the phone calls and talk to them. And it was worse when we had the masks on, because he needs lips to communicate with, and if it's a foreigner, he can't understand them. So I've got two. I've got somebody where he's got mental health issues as well, but his deafness is the main thing for him. But yeah, if we didn't have these things, we don't know where we would be, because I'd be climbing the walls before now.
I mean, the first 10 minutes, we all just sit there and have a good moment with each
Yeah,
other, don't we, about what's been going on.
To be honest with you, if it wasn't for my dogs, I would definitely be climbing the walls. They keep me happy and calm. Can we bring the dogs next?
Why not on the wall?
Well-being the next one.
Yeah.
Long as it's not roasting hot.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Come along, give it a try, that's what we say.
Well, that's it. There's no harm giving to
You're always welcome.
Even if you're shy, you'll soon come out of yourself when you meet us. We'll bring you out of yourself.
You can always listen.
You would
if you
enjoy
don't want
it.
to.
Yeah.
You can always listen.
And I imagine you guys are now like friends. Can you call yourselves friends? Obviously, you're group members, and you're I guess a community is probably the best word.
Yeah.
Looking out for each other, and obviously to have this every month with activities, something to go for. If you have to have your 10-minute moan, at least it gets it out there, and then you guys can just relax and remember what the group's for and it's for you, and it's that sort of.
It's a safe space.
Speaking to somebody
Really,
who's like-minded and going through the same problems and
what we talk about
situations is
is
good.
in a safe space, support each other, and come along to the groups.
Here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if, Rachel, you want to add any information about the groups around the Trust, as I imagine you've got some connections to those through QI and all the magic stuff that you do here.
Yeah, there's lots of ways that you can access information regarding the groups, which should be mostly, I would say, on our external website. But we also have the Wellbeing Portal. And on the Wellbeing Portal, we have a list of information and advice for carers, self-help. There's lots on signposting. So there's lots of kind of up-to-date current information that support carers. Or if not, you can just contact us and we'll signpost you to the right, whether it's a community mental health resource centre carers, or whether it be a voluntary agency like North Staff's Carers. There's lots of information that would be useful for carers out there.
And if you're in the Stoke-on-Trent area, I'll leave links in the description of the podcast to some of those resources, so you can find those as well. So I think that's it. I mean, it's been great to have just some perspective of what it's like to be a carer and to hear the stories of the group. It's really what we want this podcast to be, sort of showing, the hard work and dedication you do, to your family members because you love them, and it's unpaid, and it's hard work, isn't it?
Yeah.
Definitely hard work, yes.
Well, thank you so much. This has been the Combinations Podcast, quite a short one, but we're doing this to celebrate the Carers Week, which I think is well deserved, isn't it? So Thanks for listening. You can find this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify and SoundCloud.